Now, you want to hear something crazy? It's crazy. I actually felt sorry for myself yesterday. Like what the fuck? I consciously. I mean, I've been feeling sorry for myself for a few weeks, as if I didn't ask for this. Like building a company is an extremely hard endeavor, much harder than you could ever possibly imagine in terms of just the frequent workloads. And as you continue to grow and scale, and there's things that need to get done, things that you're trying to do, take care of what's in front of you while also grabbing what's ahead of you and pushing forward. Somewhere in that, I started to feel sorry for myself. And I took the day off yesterday, which I think was a very much needed and good idea, but I took the day off and it started to like dawn on me. I asked for this. Like when I went to start a business, I asked for the responsibilities of having a business to care about, having people that rely on a company to help provide income for their livelihoods. And we've accomplished that, and we're only just getting started. But I found myself like feeling very victimized, and like everybody calls me. There's like, I don't want to hear about things, right? Like I even told one of the leaders inside of our company, like, hey, I think people think that they articulate their value by telling me about everything that they do and every problem they have, when really the best way to articulate your value is to make sure I don't hear about it at all. And that was kind of an asshole thing to say. I just had reached this point of like way too many inputs, and I needed to feel like, hey, stop the inputs. And that's why taking the day off, but also like very poorly communicated to that individual. And but at the same time, there is some truth to that. Like when you are in a startup, it is the responsibility of everybody to have extreme ownership over the mission, their objective inside that mission, to make sure that things get handled so that, I can be aware and informed enough to cover things as needed, but not be involved in every step. But that does not make me a victim if people want to discuss situations that are going on inside of their day as what as part of the gig, man. And the fact that I felt sorry for myself just blows my fucking mind. Like, wow, you know. Um, anyway, I would just say that as you go to build any company, or if you're going to like try to improve yourself to become a better version, there is a part that somewhere along the way you start to just feel like a little whiny bitch because you're pushing beyond like anything you've ever felt before. It's like, ooh, this is unfamiliar. This is way too much. And this is the moment where you get to decide, like, do I go back to where I'm comfortable, or do I push through this wall of this is too much? This is unfamiliar. This is too hard. Too many inputs. I'm pushing right the fuck through. I'm blazing that motherfucker down. I'm going to bulldoze through this wall that I've hit in terms of just this self-pity, feeling sorry. It is just part of it, man. And you've got to equip the mind. And, as much as I'm talking to you, if you're watching this video, I'm talking to myself, and it's equipping yourself to deal with the things that come up throughout the day, as opposed to just like, I don't need this, right? Like, and that's limiting our growth as a business, because I give a lot of autonomy to individuals, expecting like, hey, they're going to go out, they're going to get this, handle XYZ said thing. And then what ends up happening is maybe, they don't know where to go, so nothing happens, or they do it and then you're like, whoa, hold up, right? Like, I don't want it, we should do it this way. Like, there's just ways of handling this. And as I say this out loud, it makes me sound like I'm like extremely difficult to work with. I don't think I am. I'm very self-critical, and in reflecting in this, like any inefficiency that ever has occurred, or the way that communication loops come back, and if there's things that I don't particularly find useful, that starts with me. Like, I haven't set up the right communication paths, or the right feedback loops, or the right recognition check-in points to make sure people feel the autonomy to operate, to make sure that they feel validated to the point where they don't feel like they have to explain what they're doing. The work is the validation, the outcomes are the validation, the rewards are a direct result of that through pay and recognition, because people are just different. Some people want to be recognized just as much as they want to be paid, where other people want to be paid and they don't give a shit about recognition. And some people, and it's just across the board. Different personalities want different types of love languages, as they say. But anyway, crazy as fuck that I felt sorry for myself. It is absolutely insane that I felt sorry for myself at all when I am living the dream life that I had hoped for back in July, the end of July, I guess June, July, August 1st, when we got this thing officially launched and landed our first customer, started building. I would have begged for these problems 10 months ago, would have begged to have the responsibilities that I have today. And instead of gratitude, I've had a bad attitude. And that shit, taking the day off was huge, but I can promise you that if you ever go to build a business, don't have a pity party. That shit don't work. I lived it for like a brief moment. My wife made a joke where she was like, winners cry in the shower, which I think would be a great t-shirt. Real winners cry in the shower. Not a crier at all. But if I was going to cry, I could have cried yesterday, just in the way I woke up feeling stressed and sorry for myself, because we've got so much we're working with today and working on today, and so many things that are rolling out in the very near future that I felt sorry for myself. And fucking mind blown. No way. I am very thankful. I'm thankful for the individuals that I get to work with every day. I'm thankful for the way they show up every day. And, like there's certain individuals on this team. I want to highlight, I wish I could highlight all of them, but I don't want to leave anybody out. So you know who you are if you see this video. There's certain individuals on this team that are just complete badasses. Completely thankful for each and every one of the badasses that work here. Everybody that works inside this company contributes to the culture in one way, shape, or form. And there are some more than others that do a phenomenal job at that. And they set the tone, they set the pace, they lead from the front, they show people what's possible time in and time out. And, it's important to me that they know, that I know, that I have got their back, and that as this thing grows, the future is bright for everybody inside this organization. And we would not be here today without the individuals that help move this thing forward day in and day out. And Preston and I do not forget that. We see that. Just phenomenal leadership. Like Kathy on our team, complete badass. It's crazy that I felt sorry for myself. Completely crazy. No more pity parties. If I've got frustrations, I'll find healthy ways to take them out as opposed to feeling sorry for myself. Like maybe I need to get into running or some shit, which will scare me. I'm afraid to run because I get very hooked on things. And if I start running, I'm going to become like Forrest Gump and run thinking I'm some mini David Goggins. It's going to be dangerous. So got to find a different path. But if you see me running, your boy's going through some shit. And so he's running, starting the day in the dungeon and running the fuck out of that thing. But yeah, anyway, happy weekend.